name is Tracey Cook, and welcome to the podcast series Victim to Victory. This series gives a voice to those that have overcome obstacles in all forms, that dare greatly to share their real story, like our upcoming superhuman guest, amazing humans that have seen hope and risen above those adversities to become victorious, that now support and inspire others to do the same. And today, we're giving a very special voice to Sigrid McNab. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Tracy. I'm so happy to be here and appreciate you.
We love having people like you within our Victim to Victory community because I know that you are an author. I know that you're a special needs mum. I know that you're an entrepreneur, you're inspiring, you're empowering, you are going out and helping communities, helping solve problems within the communities and giving people a helping hand up with all the resources and tools and your servant heart as well. I know how much impact you are making in the world to be the change in the world and show hope in a world that sometimes is diminishing in hope as well, Sigrid. So we're very grateful to have you here today. So where does your story start?
Tracy, my story starts a long time ago, really. When I was young and growing up and teenager at home, I always wanted to be a mom ever since I was a little girl. And, I love kids and children and being babies and being part of a loving family. And I wanted that, for myself as well. And so like most people, I graduated high school, went to school, college, and became a medical laboratory technologist. And so I really enjoyed what I did. But, I really, I wanted that family, so bad. And so I got married and we started trying to have children. And unfortunately, in my case, it wasn't to be. And after 3 IVF procedures, and numerous miscarriages and 2 ectopic pregnancies, I was strongly advised after I ended up pretty sick in the hospital to not try anymore. And I was devastated. I really was, and because I always wanted that family. But my husband and I had often talked about adopting a child. There's so many children in the world, that need a loving family. And so we had already applied in our home province of BC, Canada here. And we waited and we hoped and we waited and we hoped. And after 6 years, we heard not a word. And so we thought, what else can we do? And so we looked at adopting internationally, and we looked at starting the process of adopting through Romania. So I went to Romania, and, the moment I saw this little baby boy and this little baby girl, my heart, I just melted, and they were just so adorable, so I brought them home. And I'll never forget the look of amazement on my husband's face. I come down in this tiny little plane down the ramp to the airport with these 2 little tiny infants. And, and it was just our dream of a family, that had come true. And, so we settled into family life, and like people do, and both children had some challenges and some medical issues. So our life was a lot of medical appointments, physio, occupational therapy, infant development program, that kind of stuff. And that was kind of hard when we had, 2 full-time jobs. And then our daughter, she lost her sight at 6 months, so she's totally blind. And so about a year after I arrived back in Canada with them, I was a supervisor of a really busy hospital microbiology laboratory. And every day, including travel time and overtime, I was working like 10, 12, 14-hour days. And there was one day at work, and I was walking along, and I just said, I stopped like dead in my tracks, and I thought, something is wrong with this picture. This is not okay. We didn't go, all the way to bring these precious little babies home to leave them in daycare, and never see them. So I vowed to myself right there that something was going to change, and it did. And so my daughter was having a lot of ear infections at that time, and as well as other things. And my dear friend Shirley said to me, well, I'd have something that might help. And so we used it, and yes, it did help. And the other thing we were doing was we were saving some money and trying to fundraise of some sort, to try to send our daughter to a special clinic that would really help her. And so Shirley, bless her heart, she said, well, I have a friend named Teresa, and I think Teresa might have some really good ideas for you. And so I went to see Teresa. And she looked at me and with such compassion, and she said, Sigrid, I have a weekend workshop booked, and there's 250 people coming, and it's fully booked. What about if we make that a fundraiser for your daughter? And
Wow.
honestly, Tracy, I looked at her and went, like, wow, you gotta understand, she didn't know me. She never met me before. She never met my daughter, my family. And that just brought, and then she had another idea. And I thought, okay, what's this idea? And she said, why don't we have a garage sale? And I thought, well, garage sale, that's wonderful. I think of a garage sale, in a backyard, but some people come and so people donated items for weeks. And on the day of the sale, our family came, and I'm telling you, our eyes popped out of our head and our mouth dropped open. This was not a little garage sale. The space they had was an empty grocery store. And
wow.
It was full. It was full of stuff. And there was 35 to 40 people running around all day long. People, marking and packing and folding and giving to people. And, and it was a huge success. And my husband looked at me and he said, like, who are these people? Like, who are these people that they would do something for something that they don't know? And the family they don't know, and be here all day long. And that was my first introduction to, something called network marketing. And so I didn't start my network marketing company because my product or because of business or money. It was because of those people, those people who had the kindness and the compassion and the love, and I wanted to be part of that kind of community. So that's where, that's where that started. So yeah.
I love that story. You just took me completely on a journey then with you, Sigrid, because I love that story. And community changes lives, doesn't it? And when we're connected to people who care and they want to be the change in the world, and they just want to genuinely see people win and help people, that is a very special place to be. Now, I love this because recently you're a fellow author in a collaborative network marketing book, The Power of Yes, series book 2, and a special thanks to producer Stacey Hall as well, and Lillian Bukowski as well, for bringing out the Power of Yes book series. And the title is Building Your Network Marketing Business Without Leaving Your Comfort Zone. And your story is a testimony to that, because you were in your comfort zone and then these people surrounded you with community and love to really support that. And I love the endorsement on the book as well, on the cover of the book, from Joe Vitale, best known from the movie The Secret. And he said, he's quoted as saying on the cover of the book, dreams do come true. Get this book as a first step towards them and expect miracles. And in your case, in your story, it was a miracle. So when did you first realize you wanted to be an author and share your story?
Oh, that's a really interesting question, because I have probably, for quite a few years, like ever since I was a teenager, always thought I had a book in me of some sort. I had something brewing in me, and it wasn't necessary. It was probably fiction, fiction more even like a romance novel or something at that time. But there was always something in there, that I've always wanted to write. And so when I met Stacey, and had the opportunity to be in the first book and the second compilation book, I was just totally thrilled, to be able to do another one of my dreams, and be able to be an author.
Because you're doing so many things as well. An author is just one of the elements of you. And I know that you're looking after, you're a special needs mum. You're giving tools and resources to mumpreneurs who are, in the special needs kind of area as well. You've also got a lot of animals that you look after as well. So you're doing so many things. What was one of the most surprising things that you learned in writing your chapter?
I think one of the most surprising things about writing my chapter was that I learned so much about myself, really going deep into understanding what I'm in alignment with and what my true core values are. And that I'm already in alignment. I've already been living in alignment, and I'll continue to do that. And I don't have to get out of my comfort zone. the saying that you have to get out of your comfort zone, and I don't, and that, I think that was one of the most surprising. And the other thing was how easy it was for me to actually sit and write that chapter. Once, I thought about it for a week or so, and once I sat down and wrote it, like it was done, right? And so that was really kind of surprising and fun for me too. Right?
So you felt natural. You were in alignment with your core values and your beliefs, and that's where the creativity just flows, doesn't it? So that is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And what do you wish the reader would get out of your chapter and take away from your chapter?
Well, I want people to take away, that no matter who you are, where you are in life, or what you're going through at the moment, that it's going to be okay. To have hope, to stay true to yourself, be in alignment with your own core values, and you'll get through it. And another thing is, like, do what makes you happy in life. And one of the things my daughter and my son have always done, we made a deal right when they were younger to always have fun every day, no matter what we do. It's so easy to get caught up in the stress of life, and especially these days, it's really tough on people. And you can still be working hard at something and still have fun. So, do fun, do what makes you happy, and you'll be fine.
And staying within that comfort zone and just expanding a little bit as we need to, but still being in alignment and still feeling like we're us and we're authentic as well. And your title is I'm in my comfort zone, are you? So I love that title, because it's something that we need to bring a little bit of awareness to. And now more than ever, people are feeling uncomfortable. So the message that this book is spreading is really going to be in alignment with so many different people's lives as we're changing through all the world changes at the moment. And what have you got coming up in 2022?
Well, in 2022, I'm pretty excited about this year, actually. I've got, the book is this incredible, and I've got a summit coming up and some online courses. I'm helping my mompreneurs in a lot of ways, and, spending fun time with my husband and my son and my daughter. And then, who knows? possibilities when you're in alignment and, true to your core values. Possibilities open up where you really don't expect them to even to be. And so, there's just going to be miracles, like Dr. Joe said. And, I expect, a lot of good things to happen this year.
That is wonderful. Now, I know that this is Amazon #1 bestseller, and it is in multiple countries, all over the world. And that is a testimony to all of the collaborative authors. So you can go to any one of the 25 authors, including yourself and myself, and read all of the stories and all of the journeys. And it's all while staying in your comfort zone. It's all while being your true, authentic self, and really connecting with our stories, with our background, and spreading those messages of community and hope as well. And this book is a testimony to that. And what kind of final message would you like to leave our audience on today, Sigrid?
Just be you, be authentic. Have fun, do what makes you happy. Don't ditch your core values or what you believe in just because someone says you should. Ask yourself, does this make me happy, and does this give me the freedom to do what I want to do? If it does, do it. And if it doesn't, do what makes you happy.
What a fantastic message. Do whatever makes you happy. And it sounds so simple, but it could just solve so many problems. And thank you for bringing light and sharing your light on that today as well, Sigrid. And thank you very much for being brave to share your story. We'll be sharing where to connect with you. You are so appreciated. You can find the Victim to Victory podcast series on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and our Facebook group. Please subscribe, share, and comment to help be the change that the world needs, just like our very special guest today, Sigrid McNab. You need to go check out and see what else she does, because she is so inspiring. Grab a copy of the book from Amazon, the Power of Yes series, book #2. And let me leave you with a message of step into your story, figure out who you are, and do it on purpose. Been a pleasure chatting with you today, Sigrid.
Thank you so much.